Is there? We're 60 games down. I know. We're half of the season, half away. I know it's All Star Weekend. Everybody will be chilling, but you already know what it is. But before I really get to the video, I want to make this disclaimer. People, why are we trying to police athletes' life? Like, do we want another? And I'm regarding the ones that love to, because the Jared Allen situation, we know he's not going to leave Cleveland. They probably will trade him. But for the ones who like to police LaMelo's life, do you want him to be like Shaq, leaving Orlando? Because if that's what y'all want, keep policing his life, because all he's just gonna do is just because this All-Star weekend, this All-Star game that LaMelo's gonna attend is gonna make him open his eyes and make him see the bullshit that he's dealing with. And the moment he realizes that, he might request a trade. So I'm sorry, but if you're a Charlotte fan and trying to police LaMelo's life, if you wanna keep LaMelo, please don't police his life. Please. I'm not trying to say this as a stand or something. It's just the truth. Like, you should learn from LaVar. LaMelo's gonna do him, bro. Like, just like there are two people you can listen to: his father and Jermaine. You might as well just call Jermaine and say, "Hey, man, like, look at what your LaMelo's doing." Why I'm saying this is because I've been dealing with a lot of idiots that just love to police LaMelo's life, and they're like, "Oh, we were trying to make sure he prevents this." Bro, you're wasting your time. You can't police a kid, this kid's life, bro. I'm trying not to be a stand or something. It's just the truth, man. Like, these athletes will do them. And Jared Allen situation where we're just trying to police Jared Allen and tell him how to act. Like, we want to tell Jared Allen how to behave. Like, hey, don't wear this. I mean, like, I'm wearing something casual. It doesn't mean, see, you can be rich and wear casual. It doesn't mean that you're broke. It just means that you just want to dress normal. It's ironic that these people don't get the point. Like, seriously, hold on. Okay, we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying, please don't police an athlete's life. It doesn't make sense to be telling an athlete how to act, how to do. They're pros. They know how to do this shit. Like, why are we trying to tell grown men how to act? Like, they're grown men. Like, most of these people that are talking, they're probably little boys that don't understand. You're not gonna, at one point, do you even know how you're gonna turn out? Or some of you probably dealing with relationship issues as well. So stop. But now on to the topic of the day. It's time to give midseason grades to teams. The last year I give player grades, but this time I'm giving overall team grades. If I give a team a grade based on player, that means I watched more of their games than the others. But if I give an overall team grade, it's because I didn't watch fully most of their games. So keep that in mind. Okay. The Let's start with. Although I wanted to go in alphabetical order, but let's just go random. Let's start with the worst teams to average teams, and then to the good teams. So starting from the worst teams, let's start with the Pelicans and their sister team, the Charlotte Hornets. So the Pelicans. Where should I begin? Devonte Graham is ass. 4 assists for a point guard is pretty average, pretty mid. And that's just me being nice because I don't want to be a hateful person, and I'm not going to be hateful. He's pretty mid. Devonte Graham shooting percentage is pretty bad, but also pretty mid for a person, a guard, that was sold as this Havana of all things by James Lames Borrego. You know, the same coach that's trying to sell you development. They sell you a dream and you're told to follow that dream. But that's not the dream. I know process takes time. Building a house takes time. But Devontae Graham shows why Borrego's system is a failure. Because that's who Borrego fully developed. Remember, he fully developed him. Boom. Just like Luke Walton, all the players that leave Borrego, they end up being utilized properly on the other teams. Every player that Luke Walton has developed, per se, all of them had improved their game significantly, and at least three out of them have been an all-star. D'Angelo Russell, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram. Am I forgetting anyone else? You might as well tell me in the comments. Why am I bringing this up? Because out of all of them, Lonzo's the only one that's not an all-star. Out of all of them have not made an all-defense team, all-NBA. If Lonzo makes all-NBA, he'll be the only one out of Luke Walton's students that made all-defense. And why do I say that? Because we're seeing the same trend in Steve Clifford Jr., a.k.a. Cardi Borrego. Malik Monk, utilized properly in LA. Miles Bridges, his home team wants him back. Detroit fans want Miles back. They want him back home. But Miles will deny those allegations. But they want him back. It's all fun and games till the bad comes up, people. It's all fun and games till the bad comes up. Why am I bringing this up? Devonte Graham is an example of why Luke Walton's system, aka, or should I say, Borrego's system, is a big failure. I know you say, well, he's trying to develop a leader. And let's keep it basketball. Right. 4 assists for a point guard. Not good. Pretty mid. Average, per se. 36% from the field. 30% from the 3. That's Borrego's system for you. Not good. Borrego would wait till year 3 before he unleashes the point guard. That's what he does. Remember, Devonte Graham started from the G League, right? He wasn't fully developed until year 3. And then when he still get developed, we still not seeing Devonte Graham that everyone supports. But everyone still want to be like, yay, he did good. What have you done? Charlotte is known for drafting bigs that can't space the floor. It's a very common trend. Even if drafting, they're known for trading for some. So I'm not surprised but Charlotte is going to be Charlotte. But the Pelicans' record, per se, in the Western Conference, the Pelicans are damn near out of the playing spot right now. But I'm not going to give them a certain grade. Let me be honest. Coach's grade, I'm going to give him a B-. Players' grade, and this is overall. Players' grade, I'm going to give them a C. Brandon Ingram is the only one that gets an A out of everybody. Staff grade, or should I say GM grade, front office, F. Doodle. Trash. There's no realness in that front office. Everything was good and dandy till shit went down the road. I might stream some games here and there, but I'm probably gonna be busy next week. But let me just say this, man. It's time y'all be real, bro. Like, I gotta keep it 100. Devonte Graham shows us why Borrego's system is a failure, because he's what Borrego fully developed. Remember, Borrego would wait till year 3 before he unleashes the player. So that's why I really don't trust dude like that. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I just don't see what everyone sees in this coach. Like, I'm sorry, he should be fired. I was watching the Rising Stars game and I look at a kid, I'm like, fam, are you even feeling free of playing? It's like the dude has no meaning of actually, having fun, in a situation where you're supposed to have fun and just have fun to do that. I don't see a guy have fun, you know. But maybe it's just me. I'm happy he did have fun, but I just okay. Sorry, I'm not gonna flip flop. Let me just keep it 100. Why do I say this? Because everyone was using Devonte Graham to spite Lonzo, and now Devonte Graham is the hate. He's the most hated player in the Pelicans since Saddle's been gone. So I'm just gonna say this, man. For the Pelicans fans, I feel bad for you. The reason why I have to give your coach a B minus is because they're not bad. Like the coaching staff is one of the reasons why I'm not really like if I have to give the team overall grade, I'm actually gonna say a C, a full on C because the coaching staff is pretty good. Willie Green has been doing a phenomenal job. I've watched at least one or two Pelicans game, and I'll tell you, Willie Green has done a phenomenal job in developing those players. I would have loved if Lonzo stayed with Willie Green because he would have improved himself as a leader on the court. But it's been done doing a phenomenal job. So I'm not gonna hate on the Pelicans and say that they're pretty shit. Like, what can I say? Like, pretty good job. Now let's go to the sister team, Charlotte. Overall player grades. Melo, you get a B minus to a C. Miles Bridges, B minus. Gordon Hayward, D, because he never shows up. Terry Rozier, D plus, or should I say D minus, because you've been bad. You've been pretty mid. James Lames Borrego, D minus. That's just me being nice. I want to give him an F, but I'll tell you why I give him a D minus. But in terms of the role players, all the role players in general, C. Yeah, see, this is just a grade per se based on how I've viewed the team over the whole 60 games. Because I've had to sit through all that trash, and I will tell you, they've been a W team against mid teams. The Miami game, by the way, although I will say that the Hornets were robbed, but the reason why I'm gonna say the reason why the Hornets lost against the Heat is not the refs. For anyone who want to be mad at the refs, it's not the refs. It's James Borrego. And this is that night we saw why LaMelo's the franchise player, why Borrego should be fired. His incompetence throughout these games is so bad. Should I start with not calling a timeout when your players are down? Should I start with the schemes you run with Mason Plumlee playing point guard and team sagging off him? Should I they're literally giving my man's the Ben Simmons treatment, and you have Mason Plumlee not go inside the paint, run a pick and roll or something. Nothing. And the only thing that worked for you is the Montrezl LaMelo ball pick and roll. Where is that? Because I'm keeping it basketball. Because if I have to keep it, I'm keeping it basketball for y'all because it'll sound like I'm just flip flopping, and I'm not gonna try and flip flop. I'm try to keep it 100% basketball. So, okay, pick and roll. Why do you decide to go away from the Montrezl LaMelo ball pick and roll? Why didn't you call a timeout so the refs can review the weird call with Kyle Lowry so that y'all can win the game? But of course, we want to not blame the coach, right? That game shows you why Borrego should be fired. You are a coach. You didn't call timeout so that and you had a timeout. It's not that you didn't. You had at least one timeout left. Use that timeout to call a timeout to review the call. You were in overtime. Weren't you? The game was 87-87 at the end of the fourth. It was 97-97 at the end of the first overtime. You were in overtime. You had a chance to win the game. The bullshit you ran was, okay, we're going to run this set here, this set here, this set here. Coach, where was the timeout to review the call? I don't care what Hornets fans want to say about protest. This is one thing that the refs returned as. The ref said because the play clock didn't stop, the clock didn't stop, they didn't have the time to review the call to see what the error was. So it's clear, and this is to Buzz Boys. I'm sorry to tell you, brother, I rock with you because you're one of the realest Hornets fans out there too. But I have to keep it real with you. The reason why you lost that game is not the players or players missing. It's James Lames Cardi Borrego, aka Mr. 0.9. You lost the Miami Heat game because of Borrego. Because his incompetence couldn't let him call a timeout so that refs can review the weird call. Why am I saying this? In 60 straight games, James Borrego should have been given an F, but the reason why I give him a D- is just trying to be nice, bro. Because let's start with the good. Borrego tactically is pretty decent. He's had some games where he has won games and made put players in the right position, but he has done a shitty job throughout the season, bro. This is season 1, 9 seed. Season 2, 10 seed. Season 3, 10 seed. Season 4, you're about to be 11 seed. Let me tell you, the Atlanta Hawks have not even played 60 games. And you guys are already tied. Yes, you're tied for seeding. All the Hawks need to do is win their next 2 games, and you're down to the 11th seed. Yes, all the Hawks need to do is win game 1, game 2. If they win 3 games, they need to win 2 of their next 3 games, and you guys are down the rabbit hole and not even in a playoff spot. So I'm sorry, Charlotte Hornets. What the hell y'all talking about? I respect Hornets fans, but let me tell you, the one thing I hate about Hornets fans is they like to force others to be fans of their team, like this. Oh, if you're not a fan of the team, you don't have the right to speak on that team. No, that's not how reality works. I can be a critic and be critical of your team, regardless of being a fan. As long as I watch your team, I have the right to criticize your team. Because I spend all my hard time watching your team and watching that car crash. The Hornets, the reason why I give Borrego a D-, not an F, which it should have been his grade, is because he has had some good moments. But he should have been given an F. But the reason the front office is who I'm actually gonna give an F for hiring that sucker ass coach. Because I've never seen a front office so incompetent that the only trade you made was one move. The Hornets needed a backup point guard and a starting center. Montrez has shown you he's a starting center. Why are you still starting Plumlee? Okay, you don't want to start You don't want to put Plumlee on the bench. Okay, start Trez and Plumlee and put Miles as small forward and let Gordon Hayward come off the bench. That works. It has happened. When Gordon plays with the second unit, It's amazing. It's less injuries. You will not have him be injured because he's not getting physically manhandled, and it's more offense for him. Like, why not have Gordon play more minutes with the second unit, even though you don't want him to come off the bench. Give him more minutes with the second unit because it's gonna avoid injuries for Gordon Hayward. I'm just saying, it makes sense. Like, I'm keeping it 100% basketball this time. I'm keeping it 100% basketball. So I'm gonna say it. Why is Gordon Hayward not getting more minutes with the second unit? You're giving him more injuries, the more you're risking him to play more against this in the first unit and then get hurt. And then you're going to have to deal with this again because let me say this, Gordon is the worst contract in NBA history. If I compare Nicholas Batum's contract with Gordon Hayward's contract, it's not even close. Gordon Hayward and Nicholas Batum are paid the exact same money. But here's where things get complicated. The trade kicker. If you add the 15% to the money, not plus 0.15, times 15% to his money, or even you want to add, Gordon Hayward makes more than you actually expect. Because if you times that 15%, you realize you don't fucked up. Yes. Oh, he's getting paid 130 something million. Nope. No, he's not. More than that. It's not that Gordon doesn't have a no trade clause. Gordon's contract reads, if I am to be traded, even regardless of whether I say yes or no, I make more money. Because remember, it's a trade kicker. At first, I used to think the trade kicker just means that he earns 15% of his Charlotte bag, like half of it, or certain percent. No, 15% more than he makes in Charlotte with that new team. So you basically are fucking over the new team. That's why nobody's taking Gordon's contract. Because his money is going to fuck up the other team's cap space. So you're going near luxury tax, and this is the problem, Charlotte. Next year, LaMelo's due for Supermax. Because if Lucas can be given a Supermax, LaMelo's due for a max contract. Are you going to give him Terry Rozier money? And say, oh, hey, here's 80 to 90%. What is he, Lonzo? Oh, here's 80 million. Here's 90 million for you to be that. And knowing Charlotte, their way is not. So now you'll be forced to trade LaMelo Ball. Because his money, the price of the brick, has went up with this All-Star bid. 2-time Rising Star, 1-time All-Star. You have now fucked yourself over, Charlotte. But before I get back to Charlotte, let's go to the next teams. The Toronto Raptors. Pretty solid. They're looking like a playing team. They might make the playoffs if they can get their shit together. Charlotte is nothing now but a playing to out of the playoff team because that's what they are. And the matchup, and during a playoff situation, the Hornets are pretty bad. You've seen it with the play-in when they played against the Pacers, who were injured, by the way. The Pacers didn't care that it's a play-in. They were playing like it's the playoffs. They didn't care. They were playing playoff defense against Charlotte. Still doesn't matter. What matters is how do you attack. Why am I saying this? But sorry, I'm flip-flopping. Back to the Raptors, right? The Raptors are pretty solid. They're a playing team, but I had to bring Charlotte to the situation. The Raptors, team grade, B+. I haven't watched too much of the Raptors games, but they've been getting a B+. Apart from blowing a lead to Luka, that pissed me off. Beating Golden State was a bonus. That showed me that they can make the playoffs if they get their shit together. Now, moving on. Front office. B. They didn't do a perfect job. It's the B to a A, but they didn't do a perfect job, but they did what's nice. Getting Thad Young to toughen up that locker room is pretty good. Now, coaches. Nick Nurse is the only one that gets the highest grade, and that's why, to be honest, they should have get a B plus because Nick Nurse gets an A minus. This is just half the season, by the way, because he's been getting the shit together. But he should have gotten a B plus. But you be the judge. Now, for the Lakers, player grade D minus, coach's grade C, front office grade E. Yeah, pretty bad. Defense is suspect. I know I joke with Fly Sports TV when I said the Lakers got defense. Defense is suspect. I know. They were just plain bad. It's not even close. The Hornets have only won one national TV game, and that was against the Lakers. It's a shame watching Westbrook be the turnover machine, damn near every time. But before I blame Westbrook, let's blame the head honcho who's in charge of this trade, LeBron James. As a leader, you're shit. But as a player, you're great. That's it. But if I'm the Charlotte Hornets when going back to Charlotte and doing my final assessments on them, the two people I want out of this team is Mitch Kupchak and James Borrego. Get them out. But I want to start with James Borrego first. Get him out, then Mitch must be fired. Because to save the Charlotte Hornets, if you can fire Mitch and get him out the bag, we can get rid of Mr. Glass. You know what I mean? And then you can start rebuilding and getting the team together. Look at what Reinsdorf did with the Bulls. He got a new management, and they changed the whole team. They got Lonzo, they got DeRozan, they got people to play with Zach LaVine. That's really good to play with this game. And everybody matches their game because they're all underdogs. The Charlotte Hornets have everybody want to be the stars because the team promotes everybody as stars. There's no defined roles. Every team that I put in there, aside from the Lakers, have players with defined roles. Everybody knows who the star is. Everybody knows this is who the star player is. This is who runs the offense. This is who's supposed to be that everybody knows what they're gonna do before they go on the court. Why is it that Montrez is the only one that knows his damn role? Montrez comes in, oh, I'm the pick and roll partner, comes in, rebound, that's it. Miles, Terry, Plumlee, and everybody wants to play point guard. Oh, I get the ball. Montrez like, fuck that shit. I'm just a pick and roll partner. I don't do nothing. I'm just go inside the paint, rebound, do nothing. Shoot some mid range, that's it. Like, that's why I like Montrez. Because he don't complicate shit. Just do the simple shit. Play basketball, have fun. That's it. The team does too freaking much. Oh, let me be a point guard. Dribble. No. The simple shit. You want to play point guard? Run the offense. You want to be a pass first? Be a pass first. It's not. See, for those who are saying LaMelo's a pass first, it's not a pass first. The team wants it to be a pass first. It's not a pass first. And see, now that Charlotte, you have an all-star since Kemba Walker, and I'm mentioning Kemba Walker because since they had Kemba Walker, like they've never had a guy like Charlotte has never had a young all-star. Like I think this is the youngest all-star in Charlotte Hornets history that they've ever had. I'm gonna say in all guards because I don't know which year Larry Johnson and they became all-stars, but I will say this is the youngest guard all-star in Charlotte Hornets history. Even when Kemba was the All-Star, Charlotte wasn't getting that much attention. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to watch a retirement team. That's why I called them MLS. But now you finally get a bona fide All-Star. What do you do with him? Do you run the offense through him? Or do you decide to not let him play free? Which one is it? If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. That's on you. Thank you very much for watching. I'm just saying my piece. This is the mid-season grades. You do your grades on your part, but I'll give my honest grades. Like I said, I was trying to be very critical and positive. I decided not to be so like I want to give a F grade to Borrego, but I couldn't because it sounds unfair. So I had to really focus on the good, bad, ugly, on everything. So that's why. If I have more positive comments on a coach, that's because the coach has been doing a good job, and it's not hard for me to look at the coach and say, yeah, like the Pelicans losing is not Will and Green's fault, but the Hornets losing is Borrego's fault because his incompetence is catching up to him. Nick Nurse, the Raptors losing is kind of a combination, but I could have given like my grade is pretty inconclusive for him. That's why I say like an A minus, like no, an A minus to a B. Like we'll see at the end of the season. At the end of the season, I'll have a clear grade. Montrez is the bright spot to Charlotte. If I'm Charlotte, I extend him. This is my final thoughts. If I'm the Charlotte Hornets, extend Montrez, give him an extra extended contract. You'll be good. You'll be set for life. If I'm the Lakers, you trade Russ, or somebody's just got to go. Russ should have never happened in the first place. He don't belong on the Lakers. He doesn't fit the Lakers. He doesn't fit their structure. LeBron and Lonzo work, but I don't want to talk about Lonzo because he's on a team where he's the perfect fit. So I'm not even going to focus on that. The Bulls are winning games. And speaking of the Bulls, because I forgot to give them a grade, the Bulls, coach's grade, B+. Players grade, B. Front office grade, A. Total grade, the total grade is just there. Yeah. You can do the math for yourself to see what's the total grade. But Billy Donovan has done a solid job. But, you know, one thing I will say about the Bulls is Lonzo should. I don't want to give a certain player grade because I didn't watch the Bulls fully this season because I've been focusing too much on the Hornets and it's just a pretty depressing. But I would still love to catch on the Bulls because Io's been pretty decent and good. And I'm pretty impressed about his play. Kobe White, pretty good job. So my overall assessment, keep up the good work. But with Tristan Thompson, I don't know what his role is going to be. But you know how it is around here. Like, comment, subscribe if you like what you see. But it is what it is. I'm happy for what the Bulls are doing. The Bulls are still the top 3 seed in the NBA because of good coaching, good structure. They're the prime definition. See, Bulls fans know what it's like to lose and win because they've done it for years. For teams like the Bulls and the Lakers, losing is temporary. But for the teams like the Charlotte Hornets, New Orleans Pelicans, I'm not going to say, but I might as well add them, losing is permanent because the fan base are okay with losing, at least majority. They're okay. They're used to losing, so they're not going to they're going to accept losing. They're going to accept the token of success than actually a jackpot of success. So at the end of the day, the only way a fan base can succeed is if they start demanding results. Not sitting back and just be happy with just a win. Because that's not going to gain you success. Why is your rafters empty? Why is it that you're the only team in the NBA that has never won a division title? Why the only team in the NBA that has never won a championship? Why is your team the only team that has never retired a jersey? Think about it. It's time to think about that, Charlotte. Who's leaving? Because I don't want to see another Orlando Magic Shaq situation again where the franchise player leaves the team because the fan base and the team and the media wants to control how the kid plays. Just let him be free. Figure out the rest, man. It is what it is. The Bulls are a prime definition of what a well-constructed team looks like, and that's the half-season grades. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. You can give me feedback, give me advice on how to improve, because I will implement that. Thank you very much.